Welcome to Washington East to West Sports. This is episode 114. I am Matt Beatty, joined alongside, as usual, by Sean Beatty and Kevin Ardall. If you want to get involved in the show, go ahead and tweet at us or post at us or X at us, whatever it's called now. I'm at Beatty_Matt. Sean is at Nasty Billy 22. Kevin is at C2Believe. That is SEA2Believe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like our videos. Tell us what you think in the comments below. We've got two topics today. We're going to talk first about a topic that it's not really happening because it happened a month ago. It was our last show where we previewed the NFL draft. We're going to talk some Seattle Seahawks football and how they drafted in the 2024 draft. So I'm just going to go through the picks. And Kevin, your boy, Byron Murphy, was
Well, okay,
Seahawks first round. No,
time out,
he said it was his boy.
It was, but I did technically steal it because I went first. So, yeah, I did say it was Kevin's boy as I stole the pick. So,
You said Dallas Turner. We can go back and check the video.
I did also say I did want Kevin's boy, and I stole him and named him before Kevin did. So
All
I'm just
right.
saying, I named him first. So, Kevin's boy, but I get like half credit. We round up here, so we
All
both
right.
get credit. I'm okay with it.
So through the picks, third round, Christian Haynes, offensive guard, UConn, two fourth round picks, Tyrese
Tyrese.
Knight, linebacker, UTEP, and then the second pick in the fourth round, AJ Barner, tight end, Michigan. In the fifth round, they only pick, they took Nehemiah Pritchett, cornerback, Auburn, and then they had three picks in the sixth round, Satoa Laumea, offensive guard, Utah, DJ James, cornerback, Auburn, and Michael Jarrell, offensive tackle from Findlay. So, Kevin, it's your boy. Sorry, Sean. I mean, you get half credit, but it's Kevin's boy. How happy are you that they picked your boy, and what did you think of the Seahawks draft overall?
Um, I am super pissed off that they picked my boy. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I was at work during that, and then I didn't see anything until I got off work, and then I went to the ESPN draft and scrolled down, and I saw Byron Jones as a Seahawk, and I was like, oh my Lord, it happened. I was like, we have a coach that knows what the hell they're doing. Yes. Well, at least, I mean, of course, he has to put it on the field and, stuff like that. But at least it's not some rare random out of the ballpark, some dude that was graded a third round pick being drafted in the first. That's essentially what I was happy about. So, and they essentially did like what I asked. I was like, either go D line or offense or like a high pick linebacker. Though at the time, it wasn't looking like any of the linebackers are going to be really. It was more like second round like type of deals. So, no, I was ecstatic. Byron Murphy's a beast. His tape shows it. He can kind of play both, but I mean, he's really good interior. So I imagine he's probably going to be next to what's his face from that we got from the Giants.
Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams. Yeah, those two in the middle are going to be nasty. Like, but I mean, they'll probably, of course, move him around a little bit, but still, yeah, it definitely helped a very, at the time, kind of weak defensive line core. I still think we could upgrade at the edge, of course, but we're making progress. So, and then what you said, you want me to have like just the rest of the draft as a whole? You said,
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
okay.
But Sean, what did you think of the Seahawks draft this year?
Okay, so I liked it. There's people like can set text. It's not sexy, and I think we talked about that. We didn't need the sexy stuff.
No.
Like everyone's drafting quarterbacks, wide receivers, like high corners.
They're so hot right now. They're Hansel.
Kind of it's the skill positions, air quote. But we didn't. We like Kevin said, we needed the trenches, the big fellas. We needed some beef, and we got some beef. We got guards. We got interior tackles. We didn't spend high picks on running backs, on linebackers, on safeties. We didn't even spend a first round pick on a guard. We waited to the third round pick to get a guard who I liked. And we waited till the 4th round to get a linebacker. The only question I do have, but I think people are overreacting too much, is after the first 3 rounds, which we're talking about, we only had 2 picks. We drafted positions in need. After that, it's kind of like I describe it as we in our we all do fantasy baseball or fantasy football. After a certain point in the drafts, it just becomes kind of who you like. And there's really the order kind of goes out the window. And after the rule of thumb is like most of your picks, your team is built on really day 1, but day 2 as well. Like that's where your team is built. And then day 3, you hope to find some diamonds in the rough. You hope to get a skill set and then coach them up, and hopefully they become players. That's why a Tyreek Woolen is so valuable, because you find them so late and they're able to play and do these things. But like, it's not bankable. Like basically after the first 2 days, it's really a crapshoot, and you just hope they turn into something, and that's fine. So everyone's like, we didn't take any linebackers in day 3. I'm like, if you're taking a bunch of day 3 linebackers and hoping they're playing, you've got other problems. Like, I get we don't have a ton
Well,
of
we did
depth.
take a linebacker in day 3.
No, but I'm saying like, but like we're gonna draft. We have no linebackers. Let's fill up our roster with day 3 linebackers. I'm like, then your linebackers are probably gonna suck. Like, if you're just gonna fill it up with day 3 linebackers, that's probably not the best idea. So we did take one, but I'm saying like they need to come in and play. These guys are. If you need them to come in and play day 1, you're building your team wrong, and you have really, really bad needs. So I'm fine with it based on what we had. We didn't have a lot because the previous regime, person in charge, did not leave us with a lot. This is the rebuild. We are starting the rebuild. This was the year where you kind of take it on the chin. You're like, look, this offseason might be a little rough. We've got to cut a bunch of established players. We're going to not have a bunch of draft picks. Like, we don't have a ton of money. Also, like, we're going to have to hit the reset button on this. And this is the start of it. We did not have a bunch of picks. I did hear rumors that we were offered a little bit to move down. I probably would have liked to move down as much as I like Byron Murphy. But at the end of the day, taking him and not, some off-ball linebacker or something like that, I'll take that all day. To clarify something on X, he is there to rush the passer. He's very good at rushing the passer from the interior. Yes, Matthew, he will not just stand there on interior.
Are you sure?
Runs, but I don't know why you took it literally. The rest of Twitter figured
I
that
was
out.
trolling you.
Yeah,
You didn't catch that?
Yeah, you're really bad at it. But people are like, man, we really need to stop the run. I'm like, Byron Murphy's not coming in here to stop the run. He can do that. But if you look at like certain like traits of his, he is like a get off the ball kind of guy and get after the quarterback. And that is great. The first round is either help your quarterback or get the quarterback. That's your job. And they did it. They got a guy at a position that was pretty thin, honestly, I thought. And they got the one guy I think could make the biggest difference in the interior of the line. And if Byron Murphy is like 3/4 of the player we think he is, I don't even need him to be like, oh my gosh, this great player. Because if you have him and Leonard Williams in the middle, it's going to free up Nwosu, who is unfortunately his last year's deal, but like, and Mafe, like those 2 guys should do a lot better because the interior. So now I don't say like you have to pay Mafe, you have to pay these other guys because the interior is so good. So be careful with that. But like, yes, these guys should free up one-on-one coverage for the guys on the outside, which we're probably not that skilled at, but it's a nice way of like, it's not a very end-driven draft, defensive end, and we basically made that work. We basically, by beefing up the interior, we made sure that the guys that might not be the best are still only getting one-on-one coverage because they're going to double the guys on interior. So we essentially filled that up. Yeah, I enjoyed the draft. It's an A for what they had to work with, I would say. Maybe an A- B+, but trading down probably would have been the only way to make it a little bit higher. But like they did well with the picks they had when they didn't move. So I was really happy with what they did with the picks.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I was pretty happy with how it went down. And once all the quarterbacks went off the board so quickly,
it was great. It set up so good. All the defense players were left. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like Seahawks could just pick somebody they want. Like,
yeah.
It was
so
fantastic.
Once all the quarterbacks were gone, and then I projected the offensive tackle out of Penn State. I was pretty sure they were going to go defense. I thought they were going to go either Dallas Turner or Byron Murphy. That was kind of where I thought they would land, and they took Byron Murphy. The picks I like outside of it, I spoke with one of my coworkers who went to Auburn, and he talked about the 2 cornerbacks as being the only bright spots on the team. Now they are
guys. That was my sleeper guys. I love both. with both guys. Yeah.
5th and 6th round, so
Oh, easy.
you're not expecting a whole lot, but if they turn into something, that's great. And then we both, well, all of us, I believe, talked about wanting to fortify the trenches. They didn't only take one defensive tackle, but they did take 3 offensive linemen, only one in the 3rd round. But hopefully there's some competition there, and maybe those 2 6th-round guys can develop into something. But at the same time, at least you're getting bodies on the offensive line to hopefully solidify that and protect Geno and then the future after Geno. So I think overall the draft went really well. I thought they would take a couple more linebackers, maybe one more, but they got one, and the tight end, if you saw him play, he seems more like a blocking tight end, but it sounds like Noah Fant is going to be the role more of the catching tight end. But as we've talked about, they have Jackson Smith and Jigba, they have DK, they have Tyler. So
Yes.
those are your 3 main patch catchers.
Less 2 tight end sets. Yes.
And
Less 2
so
tight end sets in play.
so tight end probably is not going to see the field much unless they're running the ball, and he'll probably be a blocking guy. So overall, really like what they did. Sean's point, trading back, I'm kind of happy they didn't trade back. You took the best player that was in front of you, and arguably one of the best probably the top 5 defensive players in the draft, and arguably the best defensive tackle. So I think you made the right pick here. I don't really see the need to add more bodies when you got one of the best guys at the position that you really need. So overall, really like the picks. And, Utah, the offensive guard, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Setaoa Laumea. Hopefully I'll learn how to say it. They need a pronunciation guide, but I've seen his tape, and he was good at Utah. Now we'll see if he develops in anything or if he even gets a shot. But at the very least, there is some depth there if guys were to go down during the season. So, what was your guys' favorite pick outside of Murphy? Did Sean already say his? I don't know if he did.
Yeah, mine is DJ James, 6th-round cornerback, Auburn. Like, I just think, like you said, Matthew, I'm not expecting him to come in start right away, but I think his upside is just massive for being the 6th round. Like, it's just like a huge swing. Like, this guy could really pop, and in the 6th round, like, that's awesome. And if he doesn't turn anything, it's a 192nd pick. You're not going to fold for missing on that pick. So I think it's pure upside, and I really like it.
Yeah, my coworker was just like glowing about it. He's like, you got the only 2 good players on Auburn. I was like,
Yeah,
well,
no,
I thought they'd have a little bit more
yeah,
depth, but maybe they don't. And he knows Auburn better than anybody I know.
People
So
were like, why didn't we draft linebackers there? And again, I was saying before, I'm like, are you coming in and expecting the 192nd linebacker to be starting for you? I got news for you. Like, I don't think it's going to go that well. So I think that they got 2 really good corners. And if something happens, I mean, that corner room I think is pretty stacked, but still, like, you have 2 guys who are going to be here for some time. We saw Woolen struggle a little bit last year at the end of the year. And so, like, I'm just like, look, like, we've got depth there. Like, you are good at corner for the foreseeable future. And let's let our new coach do what he's going to do. He obviously saw some things and he liked in those guys. And I don't know, maybe, I don't think one of these 2 guys, but maybe, Artie Burns or something like that switches to safety or does something like that. So it's not out of the question. So who knows?
yeah, it seems like that could be part of the plan, because you've got Kobe Bryant, Reek Woolen, Devin Witherspoon, Michael Jackson, the 2 you just drafted. I mean,
Probably
there's
one switches. Yeah.
maybe. Kevin, what was your favorite outside of Byron Murphy?
I mean, yeah, the 2 corners were really nice. I liked the tape that I saw on him. I'd probably say Christian Haynes. He was, when a lot of people's books, he was kind of graded the best overall guard in the draft. And our guards last year sucked. I mean, our tackles weren't the best either, but like the weakness was definitely more interior than exterior. It was just because, I mean, injuries kind of played a factor with the outside, so we'll see. Hopefully, they can kind of rebound with Cross and what's the Coug's name again?
Lucas.
Lucas, yeah. His tape's really good. Like, pass protection's really good, run blocking's really good. Good with his hands, good at adjusting too. I mean, for his size, overall quickness and speed, I thought was legit. Like, nothing like super crazy, but like overall just good stuff. Oh, yep, here you go. Get some
Byron Murphy.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Byron Murphy being a Sexy girl. Oh,
Oh, he's not standing there during the run. That's weird. Huh.
what?
I like how they showed the thing he doesn't do. Like that's all they're doing.
Yeah, they're just like, watch him stuff the run.
Like he was so far
Okay, there
above
he
the
is.
best interior pass rusher in college. Like it was ridiculous. And they're like, let's just show run plays. Everyone's like, yeah, he was so quick to get pressure. Like, yeah, like that's massive.
And he can play offense too.
Yeah, fullback. Like pressure from interior is massive because it's something you can't get away from. You can't step up away from pressure and interior pressure. So
You know, they'll probably try to sneak him on a couple plays on offense, possibly. As
Well, he did have
it
that
all
play
comes
in the semifinal that he did score on the
it
run
all
play.
comes down. It all comes down to we don't know what the new coach is gonna like to do though, Kevin. Like, does he
That's
like to do?
true.
Maybe he'll do more. Maybe he'll do less. I don't know. We don't know what he's gonna be like, but let's just get weird with it. Let's just figure it out.
But as a whole, I would say probably, yeah, Christian Haynes. Like I said, we needed some O-line. I thought we would do a little bit more defense than O-line, but that's okay because as we saw with injuries last year, we probably needed some more depth on O-line.
Yeah. If you could solidify that interior, that offense is ready to go, and that's what held them back.
But here's the thing too, like another thing that I don't know if I stated on the last podcast, if we don't pick defense, then I'd rather those picks go to O-line. Like I don't want to see like a fifth receiver that we're never going to use. Like that I would be more pissed off at. So if it wasn't defense, then I'd rather see it on O-line, and that's where they went. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think going heavy on O-line was solid, and it seems like Mike McDonald recognizes that the trenches are arguably the two most. Well, I would say the offensive line is the most important position group, and the most important position is the quarterback. So you protect your investment for sure. What did you guys think of some of the other picks? What was the most shocking pick? And I think I probably know your answers.
I already kind of know the answer. And that's the Atlanta Falcons being morons. But
oh, you meant like Seahawks pick or overall?
Overall.
Oh, yeah, it's the Falcons. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
it's not even a question.
Either Penix doesn't play, which why spend the 8th overall pick, or you just lit $100 million on fire. It's one of the others happening. So,
like, if I'm Arthur Blank, I would have just been like, I would have walked up to the GM and be like, "Hey, you're fired," right then and there. Like, I would just fired him right there and be like, "I'm picking the rest of the draft players." Like,
he's gonna be like 27 by the time he plays football, pro football. Like,
well, I do find it a little bit interesting because you paid $100 million to Kirk Cousins, which is the thing that makes the least amount of sense. But it kind of makes me think: is Kirk going to be ready for the season? And do you have that much trust in Kirk? Now, why would you pay a guy that much money you don't have trust in? But
yeah, like if he doesn't play the first season, your response is to then draft the 8th overall quarterback for a guy who might miss. If Kirk's not ready and needs 4 weeks, your idea is then to spend the resources of the 8th overall pick to fill that need for 4 weeks. Like, what are you doing? Like, because when Penix plays, he's going to have to be top 3 in football to make this make any sense. And if he is, and I mean, even if he's good, not worth it. There is no way this is going to be worth this pick. Like, he has to be like elite of elite. What's up?
Is Desmond Ridder still in the Falcons?
No, he plays for. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Desmond Ridder, yeah, but it just.
I don't know.
I just don't. And it wasn't like I don't like Penix either. It's just like, what are you doing? Yeah, you can't play both of them. Like, I don't understand. So you got a hurt quarterback and you drafted 8th overall a quarterback who has a history of getting hurt. So I don't understand. I like it. It all just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. I would have liked them to trade down, and if they trade down, and then get him, like that's fine. But like staying put and then taking him at 8, it just doesn't make any sense after you paid Kurt. I don't get it.
If I'm Atlanta's defensive coordinator, I gotta be like
they had so many needs.
All their first round picks have been freaking offense. Like they gotta be so pissed off.
If he doesn't hit and go absolutely bananas when he finally plays at 28, it's I don't know.
I mean, the first defensive player was Latu right before the Seahawks picked. There was all tackles or wide receivers or quarterbacks.
It was great for us. It was great for us because then we didn't have the whole, he should come to here. And then, so not only he went, and then Aduze went. I'm like, okay, the Huskies are gone, so all the Husky fans don't want them. And it was all offense. I'm like, oh my gosh, all the defensive players are still here. And most of the part, it was just like tackles were taken too. So I'm like, okay, tackles we're not drafting. Offensive players we're not drafting. They're all going. Like all the Seahawks guys we talked about were
Well, the
all still
Washington
there.
player was there for them to take, and they didn't take him.
Yeah, he's probably going to be the guard. He's the one who's switching to guard. And then
Troy
Pittsburgh got him, right? Yeah, Pittsburgh
got
took
him. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's fine. Like I mean, at the end of the day, like they were going to take a guard. I'm like, if you're drafting a guard that high, it's probably not the best either. So I'm glad they went that route versus like with the route they did versus like taking a guy you're probably going to make a guard in the first round. So it was honestly, it couldn't have gone any better for the Seahawks because even the guy that went before him, the UCLA guy, has a huge history of injuries. So like they kind of like avoided that decision they had to make either. So they got a healthy guy in the center, in the middle of their defense. I thought the rest of the draft felt perfectly to them, and they did not screw up. They played it safe. They laid up in golf terms for Matthew, and it was perfect. That's all you need to do. You swung so many times. You've gone for it so many times. It hit it into the water for so many years. It lit your chance of winning Super Bowls on fire because you just kept hitting in the water. You were never going to win a tournament anymore because you kept hitting in the water. Occasionally, just lay it up and take the par. You know what I mean? You just needed to take the par. You already had a, like for golf analogy, Matthew will love this. Your front nine was amazing. You drafted Russell Wilson, you drafted all these other guys. You were set to continue, and then you just kept hitting it in the back nine. You just kept hitting it in the bunker. You kept hitting it in the water. You just needed to lay some up. You didn't have to keep going and try to set the course record. If you just laid it up, you probably win some more tournaments. But you just kept going for it, and they finally have like, look, we're not in a position to take these crazy. We're not in a position to make these like crazy drives. Let's just take the layup, and they did it, and that's what you needed to do. It wasn't sexy, but I liked it.
Just never heard a golf reference out of you. This is
there we go.
proud
See, and it was
brother moment
accurate
right now,
too, right?
frankly.
It was. I used
It
the ball
was.
correctly, right?
Yeah, you did.
So they did what they needed to do. It wasn't sexy, but that's what I loved about it. Don't swing when you didn't have to swing for something.
All right. Well, let us know what your favorite pick of the Seahawks draft was going to us. I'm at Bader_Matt. Sean is at NastyBilly22. Kevin is at C2Believe, SEA2Believe. We have the schedule being released tomorrow. Now it's not really that big of a deal, but we can talk about it here because we're on a podcast and we want to talk about some stuff. So I'm going to share what their schedule will be. It's just not the order that it's going to be in. This is who they play at home. This is who they play on the road. So I want to ask you guys, what game do you most want to see at home and what game do you most want to see on the road? I'm going to start first. I want to see the Buffalo Bills. You can take a division opponent if you wanted to. I saw the 49ers last year. I'm good. I would like to see the Buffalo Bills.
I think the Seahawks are good too.
I like to see the Buffalo Bills in town. I like to see Josh Allen play with his new weapon, Keon Coleman, who sneaky in dynasty drafts if you're in a dynasty draft league. And then on the road is hard because on one the team I want to see on this list the most is the Detroit Lions, but the city I'd like to most go to eat a lot of food is Chicago Bears. Also, it could be a fun team to watch as well. So, I'm gonna take Chicago just to see what that offense looks like, as well as eat some good deep dish pizza, hopefully. So, Sean, what do you think?
I would love to see the Miami Dolphins if Tua's healthy, because I love McDaniel. So I think his offense is super fun, and they just got even faster, which is like the stupidest thing. So it's like it's gonna be an ultimate speed show. So it's just great to.
They did take your boy Chop Robinson, by the way.
Chop. And then on the road, not factoring City into it, it's got to be the Bears, right? Like it's got to be like Caleb Williams in that offense now. Like it's gonna be fun. The NFC for a couple of years was just like a joke of a conference, and they've injected a lot of talent this draft into that. Like the Bears are suddenly good. Like, I mean, people say the Packers are good. I mean, it is 6 good games.
Are the Bears good though? I gotta see it first.
Yeah, I gotta see it with Love too, because I mean, Love's had 6 good games, but we all know what that's like. So we should know what that's like from a quarterback in Seattle to only have 6 good games. And how that goes. But like the Lions are pretty good. I think that division's gonna be really good, top to bottom, with Minnesota, all those teams. So I think that they all suddenly that division got really, really tough. And so I think the Bears will be good. I think they will. I think they're finally doing it right over there. They've, when you trade your pick and the team that you trade to, gives you first overall pick, it's pretty nice. You draft Caleb Williams. I think he's a dude. So they got him, and they got Oduze too. Like, oh, the Falcons, what do you do? Like, oh my gosh, like you let them just like fall the number 1 receiver their number 2 receiver fall to them too. Like, man, that's gonna be a fun team. It's gonna be a real
Did
fun
you hear they
team.
named Caleb Williams a starter? I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty big
Yeah,
news.
shocker.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
yeah, who's their backup right now?
Tyson Bagent.
Okay, there we go. Shocker, absolute shocker. They're not letting Tyson get some
I
snaps.
know. I know. Kevin,
So that's it. The Bears, yeah.
who do you want to see?
I mean, I'm pretty much with 99% of the group that everybody wants to see the Giants and Daniel Jones, the best quarterback in the league.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
Or Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito could be the starter by the time they play. Who knows?
yeah, that's true. Yeah. I did love the video of well, like the wide receiver they drafted when he arrived, he looked pissed off as shit. Like he looked so miserable.
He canceled his bet he made with other players because he's like, no, after his first practice. So yeah, Giants.
I mean, the Packers game is always fun because there's kind of still like a little bit of a rivalry.
Is it the same without Rodgers though? I feel like
I don't think it's the same.
It loses something without Rodgers, I think.
Packers fans will try to put it there, but like I just don't think it is. Without Russell and Rodgers there, it's just not.
Love just isn't as hateable as Rodgers is. Like, you know, like it's just Rodgers. You hate his stupid face every time he's like pouting, you know, like, and that's what made it fun.
Plus, it was also with Russell too, like with freaking what we got now. It's just not really. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, pretty like Miami and Buffalo because they're good teams. Honestly, I'm kind of more, Vikings, Broncos, and Bears with all new, and actually even New England too. Just all of them having brand new quarterbacks, will be interesting to see. And even possibly Atlanta, depending on if Kirk Cousins is hurt or they bench him for some dumbass reason. Because I mean, you got a lot of stupidity going on in Atlanta. I could see it. Just pay $100 to sit on a bench.
$100. I would
100K is what I meant to say, but
it's not even 100K. Kevin, you're missing zeros. It's $100 million.
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Whatever. I'm tired. This list is actually really good. Like, I mean, we all know that the Detroit Lions game is going to be like 49-47. Like that's going to be a fun thing.
We always play them. We play the Lions every year, and every year it's on the road. Like it's just
and it's a shootout. Like it's essentially
Geno and Domes, baby. Like those numbers are ridiculous. Geno and Domes is just like it's a cheat code for Geno. So I'm kind
of hoping though that like we get Bears and like I want to see Green Bay early because I don't want to be there in the cold. Yeah.
That is a tough that is a tough schedule, to be honest. Like
it honestly is like because the Jets are still like that defense of the Jets.
I'm confident in like 4 games right now. Or 6, I guess. The Cardinals twice. But
if Aaron Rodgers comes back and he's even like a fourth of what he is with that defense, that's a scary looking Jets team. The Pats, you never know what you're going to get, especially with a brand new quarterback. The Falcons, I think, will roll just because their defense is hot trash and that whole organization is just hot trash. Bears are going to kind of a question mark. I still think we'll beat them, even with Caleb Williams. The division, we kind of, I mean, the 49ers are probably still going to curb stomp us. Rams will be tough.
I like what the Rams did again, unfortunately.
There's no Pete Carroll to do dumb crap anymore, so who knows? Like, we'll actually change schemes on defense to where like McVay will actually have to kind of pay attention. It's
still Sean McVay. I'm gonna until Daniel or McDonald does.
At the same time, too, our defense is still kind of like young and not good.
Yeah.
So, but it also depends on what Stafford is, if healthy or not. But Giants is a win. Broncos is probably a win. Vikings is always kind of a weird question mark. They always play up against us, even if they're poopy.
They're good, but they're a talented team, and they do have some like nice pieces right now.
And they just we'll see how McCarthy does with them. I mean, throwing Justin Jefferson.
They have 2 receivers, 2 legit dudes. So just don't screw it up. Don't screw it up, basically. And they've done a pretty good job of doing that, but like don't screw it up.
And if Kyler Murray is healthy and caring, he's still a threat.
if he's caring and paying attention. I feel like I was talking to a friend. Like I just
Wait,
feel
does
like
the new Call of Duty come out this November, right? So
it does, but like I just feel like he is like very much like invested. If he's doing well, then he will pay attention. But if it's
I
not,
mean,
then he's
you
like, okay,
you
whatever.
got like the prettiest tool in Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that should motivate your ass. Like
he was pretty pumped, and it's. There were some Seahawks fans who are like, I'm ready. And I'm like, I just would rather like them not draft Marvin Harrison because like we got Spoon. And I'm like, it's still a receiver league, man. Like if they're close, it's gonna favor the wide receiver because just
I see with this schedule, like we could definitely easily go sub 500. I wouldn't be surprised.
you got to pick one game that you want to see though, Kevin. You went through the entire schedule.
I know. Honestly, probably the Detroit game, just because it's exciting. I mean, it's gonna be a sexy shootout again of like 35 plus points each. Defenses be damned. I don't know. With Pete Carroll gone, maybe McDonald brings more defense. I don't know. And also with a new offensive coordinator. So
I would go to Detroit and go to Mom's Spaghetti and help Eminem and support his business. That's what I would do.
He needs your money, Matthew. He is
does.
struggling.
I know.
He is not doing so hot. Like,
I mean, which do you want? Chicago style pizza or Detroit style pizza?
The death of Slim Shady is coming soon.
I mean, I'll eat Chicago style lasagna. That's fine. Like,
say lasagna?
Yeah, it's not pizza. It's lasagna.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hope no one from Chicago sees this and just like
I don't care. I'm
us.
correct. This has been on the internet. Like it is lasagna. It's not pizza, so it's fine. It's just what it is. You have to eat. If you have to eat your pizza with a fork, it's not pizza. So get over it. Like it's what it is.
Oh wow.
Lasagna.
Those are fighting words. So you'd rather have Detroit style pizza. So you're going to see the Lions.
No, I didn't say it wasn't good. I'm just saying it's not pizza.
Okay.
Like
okay.
Yeah. No, I'll eat the poop out of it. I caught myself. Like it that's the thing. I don't hate it. I'm just like, it's not pizza. Like, it's fine. What's not to love about sauce, cheese, and toppings, like, and bread? Like, it's fantastic.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, let us know who you'd like to see at home and on the road. Go ahead and tweet us. I'm at Matt. Sean is at NastyBilly22. Kevin's at C2Believe, SEA2Believe. Got a little bit of time before our big sponsor commercial break. So let's talk a little bit about a team that is playing right now, and that is the Seattle Mariners. They are currently live. What's the score? 4-2, Kansas City, bottom of the ninth. That's not good.
Mitch Haniger just hit a home run, but yeah, no, it's still 4-2.
Okay.
No, to make it 4-2.
Oh, to make it 4-2. Okay, well, that's not great. Well, the Mariners they've been solid. For the most part, recently they've been winning series, which is sorry, they didn't win the Minnesota series. My bad. But they took 2 of 3 against Oakland. They took 1 of 4 against Minnesota. They took 2 of 3 against Houston, 2 of 3 against Atlanta, 2 of 3 against Arizona, 2 of 3 against Texas since our last podcast. So we've got 4.5 minutes. Sean, what have you thought of the Seattle Mariners since our last podcast?
I mean, nothing's really changed. Pitching good, bats need to show up. Like I think it's pretty straightforward, right? I think we're pretty good there. Like that's, I mean, the arms have been amazing still, bullpen and starters, and the bats are starting to heat up a little bit. But if they just need to play okay, and we'll win a ton of games because these arms aren't going anywhere. They're legit. So yeah, that's there. There you go.
Kevin, quick analysis like Sean. What do you think of the Mariners these past few weeks since our last podcast?
Great the team. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I mean you're sitting at the top of your division by a little bit, but honestly, yeah, pitching has been solid. I mean, there's been a couple of hiccups with the pitching, but not like crazy, like nothing that like to get me worried, other than it sucks that Brash is out for the season, but I mean, there's so much depth, and also the guy that we got from Chicago too is hurt at the moment. I forgot his name.
The guy they just traded for.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna mean anything. So
I mean, he's got some speed. I mean, he could throw it 101, 102. Like he's
the infielder.
No, the bullpen.
Oh, Santos. Okay.
Santos. Yeah.
He's
He's expected to return, but not to
yes. It's the bullpen. The Mariners just throw
Yeah.
anybody out there. They're suddenly super, super good.
But
So
I
I
mean,
don't want the bullpen at all.
But I mean, what we put in place is still really good. Like
Yeah.
that bullpen is still really solid. Yeah, the Minnesota series didn't go our way. I mean, Minnesota's still probably the better team out of that central shit show division.
They were hot. They were super hot. So
Yeah.
they just won like 12 in a row. Like they were super hot.
And then like a lot of people like other people were asking me how you let one go to the A's, but like the A's are better than what people expected. I mean, their bullpen's pretty good.
The worst team's gonna win 50 games every year, guys. Like it's
Yeah.
what it is,
They're
know.
just gonna
Like
get there a lot faster than they ever expected.
And
but
Brent Rooker is going like bananas right now.
he just won the game basically. He just killed us like all
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Every team's gonna win a game. Like honestly, if you win 2 out of 3, what is that? Like a 30? They're gonna win 33% of the game. Yeah, that's a really bad team.
You
So,
still won the series against them, so cool. Like I think like you said, the bats are heating up a little bit. It's finally good to see Julio hit some bombs. I'd like to see a little bit more on base too, but with the injuries that you got going right now, though, I mean, it looks like Canzone's probably going to be back relatively soon.
Kevin, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. We're gonna need to take a quick commercial break with our sponsors, and we will be right back on Washington East to West Sports.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Thank you, sponsors. After that brief commercial break, we were in the middle of discussing the Seattle Mariners. Kevin, you were in the midst of telling us how great Julio has been, other than hitting home runs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just wishing. Well, I mean, he's heating up a little bit, but I like to see him on base more, and also not swing at hot garbage like he has been doing. Yeah, the rest of I mean, Cal Rowley's been hot. That's been nice to see.
He's always hot, but hot on the baseball field.
I mean, that's true. I mean, that big dump.
Yeah.
But Mitch Garver heating up a little bit. Ty France hit a home run the other day. That was kind of shocking. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday or the day before,
It was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
But you also forgot to report that Mitch Garver broke the trident, so they're cursed now. I think that's probably the main thing that you forgot to mention.
He hit another home run today and did not break the trident. So there's that.
That's good. That's
good. But I like to see a little bit more out of like Haniger and Garver a little bit, and Polanco, but just a little bit up, not crazy, but one could dream with about everybody going nutty. But I mean, the bread and butter of this team is pitching, so I'll take what I got so far. Like I said, I'd like to see. I think it should be better than what it is hitting wise. I think we are better than what we've seen.
Yeah, it'll get better. It'll get better.
But like I said, the cream of the crop is pitching, and it's been fantastic so far. So I'm okay. And it helps that teams like Houston are pooping the bed. So yeah.
Love seeing it. Love seeing it. Well, much like you guys, it's fine. It's been fine. I've been watching games here and there in between the NHL playoffs. I will say, while I am disappointed they lost tonight, Micah Wacha did get me a solid quality start on my fantasy team. So take that, JT. And so that's nice for me to see. JP Crawford is coming back soon, so that'll be nice. Really been missing my boy JP Crawford. And I believe I've been seeing on the Twitter sphere that Josh Rojas is the best player on this team. So I mean,
he is as of right now. Like so far, that's not a debate.
Like, Josh Rojas MVP. So I've been seeing some of my friends in real life say they would like to send Luke Raley back to he wasn't Texas. I don't know where he came from, but
Tampa.
Tampa.
He's been much better the last 2 weeks, and he's hit home runs in back-to-back games. I think he's just fine.
Yeah. So I mean, guys are gonna go through slumps and go through things. Julio finally hit his first home run in T-Mobile. What does he have, like 4 this year or something like that? He doesn't have a lot.
2.
Oh, 2. Oh my God.
Luke Raley and him have the same. Like Julio has been very bad, and it has cost him some games. Like he needs to get out of this, shake him, and be like, "You're Julio Rodriguez." Like figure it out. Yeah, it's been a long slump.
Well, as I do play fantasy, Randy Arozarena was absolutely terrible, and now he's starting to hit home runs for me. So, hopefully he can turn around like Randy Arozarena. But let's talk about some sad news. Matt Brash is out for the season after having Tommy John surgery on May 10th. So that's a sad note. And Dominic Canzone is on his way back. JP Crawford is on his way back. Jorge Polanco is day to day, and Mitch Garver was also scratched from the lineup today and is day to day. But overall, it seems like the Mariners have been mostly good on the injury bug. Would you guys say that? Is that fair to say, or?
Everybody believes on injury bug.
But honestly, all things considered, Woo's back. Like their rotation's like 100% healthy.
Yeah.
They're missing what, 2 relief pitchers? And Polanco and, as Kevin said, Mitch Garver will scratch today. Like nagging injuries. Polanco we know for sure is probably going to play tomorrow, but we don't know about Garver's. But I think all things considered, they're pretty healthy.
I will like to say I very much enjoyed the reception that Eugenio Suarez got. That was very nice to see. Really deserved it. So great to have those vibes back. And I will also say that on Saturday was Washington State Employees Night, and I had people in the office asking me if I was going, and I said no, I would not pay a lot of money to see the Oakland A's, and they lost anyways. So that was good that I didn't go to that game. But let's talk a little bit about a trade made today. I don't even know if this is big news, but I just really like this name.
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Sorry. The Mariners traded for infielder Jake Slaughter, which is all name team, frankly. Does this mean anything, or is this just a great name to have in our team?
It's a great name.
Okay. We're gonna slaughter teams now.
He's a 27-year-old AAA guy. Like he's never played in the majors. He's always hit pretty well, but I don't know what is keeping him from ever coming up. But I don't. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what. Like, he's a college guy. I don't know. I just don't know. So I don't know if it's. I don't think it's anything. I just think it's infield depth. They need some infielders, and with people going down. So, and we have so many relief pitchers, and the guy we traded them, we had basically just cut anyways. He was just on our team until a moment someone claimed him, and so we made a trade. So he was leaving the team anyways. So it was basically free. So it's whatever. Whatever it turns into something, that's fine. If not, it's fine too. So nothing.
All right. Well, do you guys have a minor league update? And I believe Sean did, because I believe wasn't your guy Philnine? What's his last name?
Celestine.
Yeah. He also got 3 more. He was on base 3 more times today already. Everyone's talking about him. Like, he is absolutely killing it right now. He has never had a pro game where he didn't get hit. Let's put it that way, since he's played. His WRC plus is over 200. It will come down. I don't think it's gonna be 200 for his career, or if it does, that's primary bond. That's primary bonds. So I'm just saying, we can hope for that. But
don't wait for it to come down. Wait for it to stay.
What are you talking about? Like, why do you say that?
The Mariners, the rookie team, like his first big league. He is 18 years old. He is still young for his level. Absolutely killing it. No, we talked about this last year when we called up all the guys, and someone was like, "Man, what's the plan here, Jerry? You have no minor league." Well, the Mariners now have 5 people in top 100 again. Weird how that happens. And they're all offensive players, and they basically all play for the Modesto Nuts. I have some fun stats for you guys.
Too.
Yeah, they are with the Orioles AAA team, they're probably the best team in the minors, or in any level. Their run differential as of a week ago was in the 80s. For context, like the Dodgers had the highest, and they were like 42, and the Modesto Nuts were like 86. They were beating teams by an average of 8 runs a game.
Yeah, they're murdering.
They were absolutely mashing everybody. So that includes top 100 prospect Colt Emerson, who's the highest climber, or second highest climber of anybody in the top 100. Montas, who is in the top 100 as well, who is a personal favorite of our little group chat. Ty Pete, Formello, both first round picks. It's like that lineup is basically first round picks, and they're all mashing. They all have like OPSs over 1,000. It's gross. So it's
in there too, isn't he?
Cole Young is in Double-A,
Oh, that's right.
top 100 prospect with Harry Ford. Oh, and Harry Ford was just named minor league player of the week for all the minors. Yes.
So if you're in Modesto or if you're in Arkansas, where are they in Arkansas?
I don't know. So they have like players of the week. They have 4 levels, and so they give out 8 of them. The Mariners had 3 of 8, or of the month. The Mariners had 3 of 8 for the month, so they're absolutely killing it across the board. And guy we talked about, I think we sent it in the group chat, right, Kevin? Oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank. The pitcher, Double-A.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
What's his name? Logan Evans.
Yes,
the guy everyone's talking about preseason. Like, this guy's the next guy. His ERA is 1.3. He is, and to the point where Jerry flew to Arkansas to go watch him pitch. Things might be happening. So, so they did it again. They found another pitcher out of the middle of nowhere. Everyone's talking about him and their bats. They have 5 bats on the top of all prospects in all baseball, and they're all in the top 81. So, yeah, they're hitting baseballs real good. So,
yeah,
I think only Cole Young has a chance this year. Maybe Harry Ford if he keeps winning like most valuable player in all of all the minors. But looking pretty good.
If you live in Little Rock or North Little Rock, get out to the Arkansas Travelers baseball games.
We need the Modesto Nuts to move up all these players so me and Kevin can go watch them play the Dust Devils. Because the Dust Devils are the Angels organization, and they don't have anything going on right now. And the Modesto Nuts are going to murder that team and have been. So I want to see the Mariners put up like 12-2 games against that team.
The moment they become Aqua Sox and they're here in the Tri-Cities,
I'm gonna watch all 6 of their games. I want to see those players.
Yes.
Because
when does Everett come to town?
I don't know. I just I haven't even looked yet because they haven't called anybody out. They haven't even moved area yet. They're just letting the 18. They're all 18-year-olds, by the way. They're all 18. So they're all absolutely killing it. I guess Montes just turned 19. So, but yeah, and if you've seen Montes, he looks like he's a grown man. That dude is every bit 6'7" or 6'6".
They are in Everett starting next week. So if you're in Everett, go check out some Mariners prospects.
Yeah, he's 6'4". At 19, sorry.
The Dust Devils, so you can go watch the Dust Devils.
Modesto.
They're still Modesto. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry,
when they get called up, because I was like, I'm not going to look at the schedule yet.
Aqua Sox are high A. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm waiting for them to be moved up a level, and they're all going to probably be shifted together. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And then I'm like, me and Kevin are selling out tickets, and we're going behind their dugout.
I imagine JT will be there too.
You've got some time because Everett comes to town to Tri-Cities in July, the 23rd through the 28th. So
if it keeps going like this, I can't imagine them leaving all these guys down there. Because what are they learning down there other than hitting dingers?
You guys can go to Weenie Wednesday or Christmas in July.
Let's do it. I want to see it because they are absolutely
Even if half that team is there, I will still go.
Because they have 6 guys there that I want to see, and if they call up 2 of them, I'll even go. I'm just that whole team is the 3 first-round picks that they got from last year. And Montes and a couple other guys on Aiden Smith and all that stuff. It's a really fun team, and they are again, absolutely murder. They're winning by an average of 8 runs. So again, let's say it that way. It's 8.2. So they're killing people.
How can you guys turn down on Friday Rooster Tail's beach towel giveaway? I mean, really.
Dust Devils have some really fun giveaways, because it's minor league. You got to do crazy stuff. So. I'm all about it. They have family days where everything's $2, and I'm like, for a baseball game, everything's $2. Sign me up. Yeah, fantastic.
Any other prospects you want to mention, Kevin?
Oh, I was about to say, is a 1.362 OPS in 7 games? Is that good?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because that's Celestin at the moment. And the crazy part is Celestin's gone apeshit, but so is Baby Yordan. Baby Yordan's been fucking going apeshit, so it's
oh yeah. No, that's Montes. Yeah, for
Montes,
those
yes.
Yeah, his nickname. He's Baby Yordan because he looks like Yordan Alvarez. But Celestin is just he's finally playing. So it's funny, they have rankings of highest WRC plus per the level, and right now the 3 people at their level that have the highest are Low A, Celestin, or rookie ball. Low A is Montez. High A, they do not have the number one guy. Double A is Harry Ford. The Mariners have 3 of the top 6, like best hitters in their level.
As of 3 days ago, I'm going to read off the stats of what, just to put in perspective, because Sillison's been on a tear, and that's what. But like Baby Jordan in 28 games is 6 home runs, 28 runs, 39 RBIs. Holy Jesus. 20 walks, slash line of 3.27, 4.34, 5.66, and 1,000.
Yeah. For perspective, he's on pace. If it was a regular major league season, he'd be on pace for 180 RBIs.
Yeah.
There's 180. Yeah. He's hitting everything. And looking at his numbers too, it's not luck driven. Like it's completely within reason that like that's real. Like a 337 BABIP, an ISO of 220. Like his strikeout, he's striking out as much as he's walking. It's like a 1-to-1 ratio, which is like stupid. It's ridiculous that he's striking out at 1-to-1. Like his on base is 400, which is like totally like that is a normal range of outcomes. Like this could just be him. Like he's just doing things that like there's no luck indicated that it's helping this numbers out. It's just what he's just this.
Yeah. The other one I was going to mention is that Clase is actually doing pretty good in Tacoma.
Yeah.
He crushed one the other day. It was a sexy bomb. It was like 460 feet, something like that.
Yeah, the Mariners flipped the switch, and all their hitters are doing things. And because they all call up all their pitchers -1, so I'm like, I would like them to do both, but beggars can't be choosers. Just keep doing what you're doing, I guess. Like if you've got like all these dudes coming up, like
in his rehab, Canzone's actually been good in Tacoma. Like nothing like batshit crazy, but he's been getting on base and stuff. So
Canzone was good with the Mariners, actually.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm saying like good news for Mariners for like hitting coming up, like because we know Canzone coming back, even though he's not prospect, of course, he's on the team.
No.
Tacoma's what 30 minutes from me. What should I go see? Who should I go see there?
Well, JP Crawford's there right now, Matthew.
JP Crawford's there.
Well, I know I'm not going anytime soon. I'm saying in June.
So you could go see Clase. I like Cade Marlowe and Ryan Bliss. Those are the 3 guys.
And Emerson Hancock is there now.
Yes, he pitched tonight. So the top of the lineup, Matthew, was JP Crawford, Bliss, or Clase. Then it went Canzone, Marlowe, and Ryan Bliss, and then Slaughter at 6, the guy they just traded for. So like, just the top half of that lineup is all like borderline major league players right now. You're not gonna see any pitchers because that is like it's like a batter's box. Like
it's just
balls just fly out of Tacoma at that whole level. So they don't ever usually send like their next they don't send their next prospect. Like they have Emerson there. They don't care about his numbers. They're just like, you're just our guy in case someone gets hurt. So like they're gonna like call him up if like someone gets hurt. Like because Arkansas is so far away. You're like, we need someone in Tacoma in case we need a pitcher tonight. So yeah, don't go to see pitchers, but you're gonna go there to see bats.
All right, well, let us know what you think of the Mariners and their prospects. Go ahead and tweet us. I'm at Matt. Sean is at NastyBailey22. Kevin is at SEA2Believe. That's C2Believe on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us. Tell us what you think of all the topics we talk about in the comments below. We are going to be off for the rest of the month because I will be out of the country. I did go see my first Seattle Seawolves game. So they did beat the team that my friend is the athletic trainer for, the Charlotte Anthem. And luckily there was a man in the stands sitting behind us from South Africa who was able to explain the game to us because it was a little bit confusing going to my first rugby game and not really understanding why they are punting it out of bounds. So good to kind of learn the ins and outs of rugby. And the Seawolves are good. The Seawolves are the best team in the league right now. So if you want to go see some good rugby, also some big hits that are not going to like kill people, unlike the NFL sometimes, go check out some rugby. And Sean, how happy are you that your San Jose Sharks have the #1 overall pick in the NHL draft?
I did scream in the car while I was driving because I had to leave. I don't remember where I had to go, but it was like at that time when it was done. So I had it on my phone while I was driving so I could hear it. And I did let out. I was by my old apartment. Kevin knows where I'm at. Turned left onto the bypass. And I let out a expletive when they did it, because if Chicago Blackhawks got him, I would have like punched a small child that's not one of my own. Like they don't deserve that, so I would have been very upset.
What are they taking? Celebrini, right?
Yeah. you could turn the card right now. Take
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. And
Shot.
and normally I would agree with you about Boston, but they have 3 players I used to work with: Brandon Carlo, Parker Wildersport, and Morgan Geeky. So I am rooting for them in the NHL playoffs. So
Oh no, never Boston. No Boston.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to dispel that rule.
No,
So
that city deserves nothing. Burn it down. Start over. Start over fresh.
all right. Well, with that, we will see you in June on Washington East to West Sports. Bring back our Sonics.